Every often or so, a business hits a plateau. And trust me, even I have hidden that. Leads are coming in, calls are being booked in, sales teams are being busy, but revenue doesn't really move the way that it should be. And if you're being honest to yourself, you already know the truth. Your front end isn't the actual problem, your back end is what is leaking money. And in this video, I want to explain why that happens, what most people misdiagnose this problem as, and how to actually fix this without hiring some more magical salespeople or just trying more harder. Because backend systems don't increase effort, they increase certainty. Let me start by killing a horrible bad belief. Most people think that backend systems are just reminder sequences, calendar notifications, a see you on text call, etc. That's not a backend system, that is just noise. A real backend system has only one job, and the core definition of this is just this one sentence. It answers the buyer's questions before the call even happens. If your backend system doesn't do that, then your sales team is forced to do that, which is not their job. And when a sales team is forced to educate instead of close, that's when your entire system breaks. Here is the brutal truth. Your buyers and prospects right now are not showing up on the call confused. They're showing up on the call being completely unconvinced with you. And confusion is not solved by reminders. Sure, it can help you increase your booking rates. Sure, it can help you increase your show-up rates, which is good, but it does not solve qualification and it does not make them more convinced. It is solved by information in the right order. This is why businesses with good leads have low show-up rates, they have long sales cycles, objection-heavy calls, and think it over outcomes. Trust me, even we did a lot of the times. And this is not because that the leads are bad. This is because the backend failed to do its job. Think about it like this. When someone books in a call with you, there is this zone called the dead time. This is the gap between the booking and the actual call itself. And that dead time is either working for you or working against you. And most businesses let it work against them. They send reminder, your call is tomorrow. Don't forget to show up. Here is the Zoom link for the call. Meanwhile, the buyer is Googling, they're watching competitors, they're second guess, they're talking themselves out of the decision. You didn't lose the deal on the call, you lost it 72 hours before the call itself. Here's the reframe that matters. Backend systems exist to pre-sell certainty. Certainty around why the solution makes sense, why now makes sense, why you make sense to opt in. If that certainty is not built before the sales call, the call becomes defensive. It becomes you trying to justify your system. It becomes you having to convince them that why my system works better, why I'm better than this competitor, and that is where you lose your deals. And unfortunately, most people are at this exact same spot. But us at GrowthWave and in our GrowthWave Ads Ascension program, all of our clients and all of our members right now are exactly solving this system. They're making sure that their backend is actually pre-selling them. They're making sure that their leads are being nurtured and qualified so that their salespeople are not facing the issues that you are right now. But hey, I'm not gonna hide everything inside of a program. So let me give you guys the 4 most important things in backend systems, which if you're even missing one, I assure you that you're going to be losing deals. Number 1, confirmation page logic, not just a thank you page. Your confirmation page is not really a receipt for them opting in. It is the first step of the sales process. And most people waste this completely. Proper confirmation page reframes the decision that they made right now. It sets expectations for the actual call itself. It introduces them on how to actually think about the problem that they're facing. And this is where breakout content actually belongs. Breakout content are short, focused explanations that answers questions like, is this actually for me or not? How is this system different from other options out there? What usually stops people from getting the results in my niche? These are not testimonials, these are not any sort of hyping up for the actual call as well. This is simple clarity and pre-objection handling in your confirmation page itself. I mean, if you literally opt in inside of our funnel right now, you will exactly see the breakout video systems and all these different filtration processes that we have as well to make sure that our leads are actually being qualified. But again, only opt in inside of our funnel if you genuinely need help with scaling past this 10 to 20K mark. If you're under 10K MRR, then I'm really sorry, this video and this entire system that we have is not for you. I have no shame in admitting that. Our system, us at GrowthWave here, we're trying to make sure that the people who already have some form of systems in place to actually help them scale to the next level and to the next level over and over again. That's what we've been doing for so many of our clients as well. After the breakout videos are done, then comes number 2, which is value dense email sequences. These are not your typical reminders that everyone implements nowadays. And this is where most businesses completely screwed up. They send emails like just checking in and make sure you watch this video, reminder for your call, etc. And this keeps you, and I swear, As soon as a prospect is going to be seeing this, they're going to keep you in a bucket of all different sorts of people who try to sell their services and products in the most typical way possible. And you will lose the deal there, I assure you there, because they know that they're just being sold here. A value dense backend email does this instead. It answers one real buying question. It explains one key objection and it clarifies one misunderstood belief. Each of the emails should feel like, oh, that just makes so much sense. If your emails can't be read without clicking anything and still move the buyer closer to a close and still move the buyer closer to a decision, they're not doing its real job. Emails are not traffic drivers. They are sales conversations in textual form. And you see what we're doing here. What we're doing is we're taking things from the sales calls and doing it beforehand the actual sales call happens. This way, each and every single one of the leads are going to be so much more nurtured and qualified by the time that they show up in the call, which leads me to the third most important thing that we implement and grow to a backend, which is pre-objection handling before sales even touches them. Here's a mistake that I see constantly all around. Sales teams complain about objections like, I need to think about it. Their prospects are saying, I want to compare other options. I need to talk with my partner, yada, yada, yada. Or even, I'm not sure if this is the right time for me right now. Those objections should never appear on the sales call ever. I mean, don't you guys see these people have opted in your funnel? Why should these objections be coming into the call? They have literally opted in. That means that they want to do something, but there's something that is happening inside your backend that is causing them to say this. Your backend should explain why waiting is just going to make things way worse. It should address comparison shopping before they even opt in. And it should reframe timing objections with logic and value. When done right, the call then becomes confirmation, not persuasion. Again, your sales calls are not there for you to convince your prospects to take an action. Again, see, if you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that, but don't come and say that I'm just stuck at this revenue, my sales teams are not closing. That is because they're wasting their time trying to convince the prospect with the most basic things that should be done beforehand. And number 4, and this is so crucial, which is consistent message reinforcement all across. This is subtle, but it is deadly when you do it wrong. And this is the number one things that people hate about ads as a whole. See, when you want to be running ads, we all hate ads. I hate ads. Even you hate ads. Even though we run ads as well, we absolutely hate them because majority of the time people do it completely wrong. If your ad says one thing, your funnel says another, your email says something else, and your sales say something else, the buyer will feel it, and I assure you we all feel it as well when we go ahead and opt into any funnel. They may not directly articulate it, but this inconsistency is going to kill trust because they don't understand, okay, what do you exactly do? And how can I trust you? Your backend exists to reinforce that same core narrative all across different angles. Same belief, same logic, and same conclusion, just delivered in different formats. Now, here's the part that most people don't like hearing, but it is really important for them to hear. Backend systems don't feel productive, and I know that for sure. They don't give you that instant dopamine hit that, oh, look at my ad, it looks so pretty. It's not something visual, but they quietly do something so powerful. They shorten sales cycle, they increase show up rates, they increase close rate, they increase painful PIV payments as well, without adding more leads. We lost over $20,000 in sales because of having bad systems ourselves. But as soon as we fix that, we immediately increase all the things that I mentioned previously. So if you're trying to scale and your backend is not dialed in, it's literally like you're putting water inside a bucket with a hole inside of it that's draining all the water. So if you're watching this and thinking that our leads are decent but they're not closing, sales is working hard but it feels forced, we keep fixing the front end, we keep changing creatives, we keep changing our landing page and etc., but nothing really changes, then stop, look behind the scenes, because backend systems don't save bad offers, they amplify the good ones. And if you dial this in, you don't need better salespeople, you just need a better process. So yeah, that is it for this one. If you want more of this, real systems, real logic, real case studies and examples from our experiences as well, then go ahead and subscribe and also like in this video. Steal the frameworks, implement it, and actually execute this. And stop pretending that your backend doesn't matter. That is it for all, and see you all in the next one.